Alright. So let's look at what's going on here. Uh, the only thing that makes me a little sad just looking at this is they have a lot of ways to get onto Anivia, unfortunately. Um, it's really easy for Braum to disrupt your ult. Ashe can pick you off with her ult. Shaco's a pain in the ass for any mobile mid laner. And LeBlanc is okay. Uh, so it depends on how well you and her play. Um, their comp has a lot of AD. I mean, it depends on what the Shaco's going, of course. Let's see. What does he have? Does he have AP? No, he doesn't have any AP. So he's probably going to go AD. Um, they don't have a lot of wave clear, actually. Like, they have Ashe W, but that's not enough to repeatedly clear the wave. So if they get behind, it'll be really hard for them to come back. Vayne top. So you guys, on the other hand, have a Janna, so that's really good versus that enemy team comp. Shaco and LeBlanc should just fucking weep. Is the enemy you have a Janna? You don't have a lot of tankiness. You have the semi-tankiness from Swain. Uh, you guys should team fight better than they should. Depends on if Jhin hits skill shots, really. If Jhin can hit his ults and his Ws, then team fighting should be okay for you guys. Um, but you can also split push. The problem with split push against this comp is that Vayne and Shaco and LeBlanc are all really strong duelists. If this Kale gets behind, she's your strongest split pusher, and if she gets behind, it's going to be hard. Swain can do it too, um, but Morello's an Executioner's Calling, like especially on Vayne. Like Vayne can get an Executioner's Calling, and if she has that once Swain hits 6, it's going to be a pain in the ass. Or just like anytime, if she gets it anytime, like he loses his ability to duel. That's going to be rough. So really, your best shot at like split pushing would be just having like Kale perma split push top at some point, and that works out really well because Anivia wave clear is hilarious. You should just be able to like never lose towers mid or anything like that. But you're the only wave clear, and if you die, it's very likely that you're going to lose a lot of towers. Um, playing against LeBlanc, LeBlanc is a fun champion, XD. It depends on how well you and her play. You should just be able to aim your Q when she W's in on you. You should just be able to aim your Q towards her pad, and she'll either like panic back or you can activate it when she's still in your face. It depends on how like good you are mechanically and how good she is mechanically. But you should be able to outtrade her. Anivia is one of the few champions that can outtrade LeBlanc level 2. Um, you don't have MR. You have AP Quince. I assume you have CDR. Let's see, where is it? No, what are you running for your Quince or your blues here? This is really weird. You don't have any cooldown reduction. I'm curious. Are you running scaling AP? Do you go some sort of like Morello build without Roa or something? I don't know. That seems a little weird. Um, if I were you, playing against LeBlanc, the only thing she does is like she has some early game on you. She can fuck you up if she gets a gank, which is very likely with Shaco. Um, I would take, I would have a page with MR Blues if I were you, just for playing against LeBlanc. Depends on how hard it is for you generally, but uh, LeBlanc is LeBlanc's a pain in the ass. But if she doesn't do anything early, she doesn't do anything at all. Unless she just like really turns it on mid game and just roams the shit out of the game, which can happen. But if she doesn't stomp lane, a lot of LeBlancs don't know what to do. So that's one option. If you get MR Blues, that would help you a lot in this lane. I don't know how you do. But once you get 6, it gets pretty easy because your RE outtrades her QW, and you should just be able to peel for yourself, and you shouldn't be able to die. Early on, you have an advantage too, like I said, assuming you can hit Qs when she Ws in on your face. So, and your QE does outtrade her QW, by the way. And her W, let's check this. I always think that LeBlanc's W has a longer cooldown than your Q. 16, 17 seconds, and you have 12 seconds. Yeah. So this LeBlanc shouldn't be able to do anything to you. Because every time her W is up, your Q is up. Eventually the cooldown gets shorter, and that's when life gets hard, but at that point you have RE. So, you should be at the minion wave, by the way. This is bad. I don't know if you're AFK or playing Hearthstone or whatever, but one of the worst things that can happen against LeBlanc is letting her get level 2 first. Um, that's why early on, like if you're a champion that can easily push the wave, you want to. You generally don't want to do that as Anivia because that involves you queuing the wave. And that means she gets a free W onto your face, which hurts. But you don't want her to push the wave like this early, because if she hits level 2 before you, that's a free trade for her. So the biggest thing you need to worry about is Shaco ganks, because that'll be what fucks you. Like LeBlanc is really good to gank for and really hard to gank against. That's why she's picked in pro play. Even pros have hard times ganking her. Okay, she's gonna just W on you for free when these two minions get low, or not. That's so dumb. She could have gotten a free trade there. Okay. You didn't get both procs of the Q on the minions. Like, if you want to push, that's what you need to do. Because your Q has two parts of damage. The first part is when it passes through something, the second part is when it detonates. I'm sure, like, you may know this, but you may not. I don't know how much you play Anivia. And if you want to push the wave, you should get both procs on it, because that'll do a lot more damage. And I'm pretty sure you didn't there. It's also very important to respond to this. Like, ideally, only the support would have to come, but you may get a kill from this. The bad part about this, though, is in this matchup, XP is very important. LeBlanc getting an XP lead is a pain in the ass. And this is why you don't pick fucking off-meta junglers that just steal, that get buffs stolen against them. So, unlucky if you ask me. But you kind of have to respond. Because letting him get away with this is bad. Yeah, he shouldn't be able to get away with this. That's your fault, because you could have responded a lot earlier. Early on with Anivia, you're having a really big mana disadvantage. Like, if you keep using Qs like this, it's going to be hard. Don't use your Q aggressively. Unless you have 100% a way to hit your Q, you don't want to use it, because this means LeBlanc gets to do whatever she wants for the next 10 seconds. Use abilities for a reason. That is probably the biggest mistake mid laners make. If you're using a spell, right, I would be okay if you use the spell when your cannon was low, right? Because the idea is that you want to deny her the cannon minion. You want to use your spells for a reason. So if your cannon minion was low and you queued out to hit her, then she either has to get hit by the Q, or she has to give up the cannon. That's an okay trade to make, because cannons are worth gold. They're worth a lot of fucking gold. But queuing for no reason like this is bad, because you're losing mana, and if it hits, you're lucky, but you also don't want to do this because all these minions are low, and that means you have to walk forward and E her. Like, assuming it even hits, that means you have to walk forward and E her, and you're probably going to miss CS, because look at where all the hits are going. Like, this guy's going to die, this cannon's probably going to die. You don't want to walk forward right now because she has a Q on you, and that proc is going to fucking hurt. So that's a mistake. Use your abilities for a reason, especially when you have long fucking cooldowns. Like, this is why Anivia is hard. It's because these two spells right here, the Crystallize and the Flash Frost, these two spells need to be used very smartly, right? You use them when she W's in on you. The reason she hasn't been aggressive this whole lane is because you have your Q, and she's respecting that. Like, she knows that Anivia will fucking out-trade her if she lanes a Q. But now that you just threw it out, you're going to either have to give up the CS or you're going to take a combo to the face. Yep. But you could have done that to her when this cannon minion was low if you had your Q. But now she's going to get this for free. So use spells as either like a defense against her when she tries to go in on you, or use it to deny CS. Those are the two reasons you want to use spells, usually. Yeah, no, that's bad. And her spells cost so much mana. Using this early is so bad. And ignore these fucking pings from whoever's doing this, unless you're pinging yourself for fucking shits and giggles or whatever. But ignore pings from people that do that. They're just jackasses. Um, this is a good lane for Anivia though. So if I were you, the way I play this lane is I go boots 4 pots because I'm not going to be using any spells unless LeBlanc goes in on me. And if I have 4 pots and LeBlanc goes in on me, I already outtrade her with my QE. And then on top of that, I'm going to have so much more HP than her because I have 2 extra pots. She will never be able to push you out of lane early if you play boots 4 pots start really well. But right now, because you've been pushing the wave with your Q and you've been missing a lot of skill shots, you're down health, you're down mana, you're in a position to be ganked. And this is all because you've been playing the lane incorrectly. Like this is so bad. This is so bad. If Shaco comes, you're so fucked. Also, when the wave was right when you finished CSing that last minion, you should have walked over here and warded right there, because you're pushed up right now. You know Shaco was bot side, so he's probably top side right now, right? And he's not going to gank the Swain because the Swain is pushed in. So chances are he's going to gank you. So you want to ward over this ledge for a reason. Because if Shaco, you don't want to ward here because Shaco can just Q into the bush and you won't see him unless you're looking already over here. So you need to ward over the ledge here to save yourself from a Shaco gank that should come. And it may not come. He may just like farm his red buff and be a bad jungler who doesn't know how to punish immobile mid laners that are overextending. But you need to be more careful. Yeah. Does he have smite? Because if I was him, I'd smite this to see if... Okay. Yeah. Pushing her in like this is just not worth... Like, how much gold do you have? 700? Oh my god. Yeah. You only want to expend all your mana to do this if you have some sort of back that you're looking for. Like, if you're looking for the early tier or the early catalyst or whatever it is you're going to go for. Or even like a Negatron cloak since you're against LeBlanc and you're having a fun time. But... yeah, right now you fucked yourself because you know that you shouldn't be pushed up right now and you're just hiding back here. And if this Shaco wasn't a potato, he'd be here ganking you. Yeah, you're just using all these spells. Like, she gets to do this for free. So you fucked up the wave by pushing so early. The good news is it's going to be really hard for LeBlanc to kill you through your passive. Holy shit. But... you really fucked this lane for yourself. The other thing, barrier against LeBlanc is, I'm not going to say it's bad, but it's normally very bad. Because of just what happened. Unless you have really good mechanics, it's hard for anyone to barrier before LeBlanc QW's in. It's just a really fast combo. It's the way LeBlanc works. Everything with her is almost instantaneous. And unless you have really, really sick mechanics and like you see the Q animation, you immediately barrier, then you're not gonna accomplish anything by barriering at all. Like what just happened. Like she just QW'd you and you barriered and you didn't really prevent any damage. The other thing is like after you QE'd her earlier, you should have just backed, right? Because nothing good can come of this. Whenever you're low versus someone else, whoever bursts faster gets to stay in the lane. You don't. Especially when they have jungle pressure like a Shaco, and you have a Kale. There's just no way this works out. Best case scenario, you get really greedy and you're able to get the CS and LeBlanc somehow doesn't kill you. The likely scenario is that she just QWs you, and she pops your egg, because she doesn't have enough damage to kill you through egg. Worst case scenario is that Shaco comes and ganks you, and they pop your egg and they kill you and they push this wave in and you miss all the CS. What I think is going to happen is you're either going to have to back right now, and miss all this CS, or you're going to get your egg popped because you fucked the lane and you stayed way too long. So you needed to back when you hit that QE. And for summoners, since I kind of got distracted when I was talking, take Exhaust, take Ignite. Ignite would actually be good for you. Like if you had Ignite, just against LeBlanc, the way you use Ignite is you use it first. Like if you know you were going to hit that, like once you hit that Q on her earlier, you Ignite her and then you E her, and she's fucking gone. And that would have won you the lane. And you wouldn't have used barrier anyway. Or you can even take TP. But barrier is just kind of useless right now. Especially versus people that burst as fast as LeBlanc. But yeah, you can take Ignite in this lane, because LeBlanc is very squishy. And you're almost 6. Like, once you hit 6, this lane is over for her. Unless, like, you get jungle pressured the shit out. The jungle pressure. Unless the jungle just pressures the shit out of you. So, yeah. You 100% should back. If you had TP, this would be okay, too. But, like, right now, this overstaying, like, you have no mana now, either. What are you accomplishing by staying here, other than setting yourself up for some sort of Shaco dive? Oh, you autoed the wrong minion. Yeah, you're like overstaying way too hard. You shouldn't be chasing that either. Like, after you RE her, there's nothing you can do because now you have no mana. And she has 6 now. So if the Shaco comes, you're dead. And you have no wards. Like, you haven't even used your trinket. So the fact that you're staying this long is so bad. Because all that has to happen is Shaco comes and you die. Right? Because Shaco will have enough HP to tank. You're lucky your greed paid off. Please back. Please, love of God, back. Like, are you gonna flash RE her? Yeah, are you gonna... Okay. Feels LeBlanc, man, but this is exactly what I'm talking about, like... Yeah. You're so lucky. As if Shaco didn't play it right. Like, he could have punished you so hard with how badly you were warding and how far you were pushed up. And LeBlanc didn't play it right, because she doesn't know how to abuse your cooldowns. This should have been so bad for you. So bad. But you were lucky. Like, I was extremely lucky. So let's see, you back and you buy tier and you buy blasting one. That's okay. How much gold do you have left? You bought a pink ward too, okay. I would not buy a refillable potion, personally. Oh, this is fun. Misses the cannon too. Yeah, I would have just bought normal pots if I were you. Like, unless you bought just like a full corrupting pot, it's really not worth. Because the time that corrupting pot is most useful is early on, and if you're getting it now, it's just kind of meh. Unless you wanted to get a, yeah, you're being like way too, at this point, because they fucked up and you got a kill, you have the advantage in this lane. LeBlanc doesn't have, oh, she didn't use her flash. Okay, never mind, she has flash. But that doesn't really matter. Like, if LeBlanc goes in on you, you just RE her and you win the trade. Like, you're just using all your spells at the wrong times. Like, if she goes in on you, you just R on top of yourself and E, and if she stays on top of you to keep the chain on you, she fucking dies. Like, yeah, that's what you need to. That's how you need to trade against her. And she can't do anything anymore because you do way too much point and click damage that she can't avoid. You're lucky they misplayed early on because this game could have been so much worse. Curious to see how you lose. Because you guys have a lot of late game, actually. Holy shit. Yeah, Jhin, Anivia, Kale. That's some fucking late game. And you have a Janet to back it up. And you have a Swain. Okay, how do you guys lose this? Okay, you should have known something was up when she tried to do that, dude. You still kill her. Okay, that's a good wall. Probably still gonna die. This is why barrier is bad. If you had exhaust, if you had ignite, like your ignite could have spotted him out. Like, barrier didn't prevent anything there. And there's just so many times that it works out like that too. But now you should be worrying because Ashe is like one of the champions that you do need to worry about on the enemy team. Because she has her ult and that'll fuck you. Especially now that you don't have a passive. Oh, feels bad. One other thing, just like versus Shaco, you still have your pink ward. when you're playing Anivia or just any champion that can perma wave clear, hold on. You have the cheesiest solution to Shaco in the universe. Victor, Azir, Vel'Koz, Anivia, just any champion that can almost instantly destroy a wave. All you have to do when you're against Shaco is place a pink ward in the middle of the lane, and then wave clear, and then do something else. Right? And Shaco will never be able to do anything to you. It's cheesy, but it fucking works, because people, like, they can't clear the pink ward, and this guy can't go aggro on you anymore. Like, the mid laner can't go aggro on you, and as soon as he doesn't have that Shaco pressure, because you have a pink in the middle of the fucking lane, the Shaco can't do anything to you. So you can just sit here and wave clear for the rest of your life, if you have a pink ward in the middle of the lane. Also, please place pink wards before backing. I mean, I do this all the time, too. I forget about it all the time, but it'll help you a lot. Especially if, like, your Jhin ends up staying here longer, like, assuming he doesn't die to some dumb shit right here. Especially if your Jhin ends up staying and he's, like, clearing the wave for you while you're gone. You need to drop your pink ward so that he has some sort of protection against the Shaco. Ooh, that's a memeful W. Okay. So just for the record, what you're supposed to do with wave clear champions once you get to this point is you instantly clear the wave. You just like press R on the wave and then you let it clear it, or you press RQ. Like if the LeBlanc just doesn't even want to come close to you because she's afraid, which is probably what she'd do. So that lets you clear it faster. And then you walk out and you just do something else. Like you clear the wave and then you come over here and you take raptors. You clear the wave and then you come and ward somewhere. Clear like you could let's see, how's their lanes doing? The Ashe is fed. She has 2 kills. She got from jungle and support. Okay. So if I were you, I'd probably want to. They have okay. It's a wind dragon. So what you want to do is you want to set up a path to roam eventually. Like even though you're Anivia, you can still roam. So what you want to do is generally you want to play to the stronger side, like whether it's top or bot, and you want to pink ward somewhere close to you. Like if you wanted to roam bot, you pink ward here. Right? And then eventually bot will have a pink ward there. Like they should eventually get a pink ward there. And what this does is this allows you to walk all the way from mid to bot unseen. Unless they place this this ledge ward right here, which a lot of people don't do. That's another reason I was telling you to place the ledge ward over here. So you set this pink ward up. Like okay, the process is you like take farm, you set the pink ward up, and then they set the pink ward up, and then now you have a path to roam bot. And that's what you want to do. And that's like over the course of 3 waves. Right? So you do that, and you do that. And then you back, and then you use that back to come back to mid. You clear the wave one last time, and then you make your roam happen. You can do the same thing top. The path for the top is generally different, especially because you're on blue sides. What you generally want to do is you want to watch where you're... she has a lot of HP, actually. That's weird. She on some weird build? Oh, okay. That's weird. But you want to... because she has almost as much health as you do. So... what you want to do is you want to watch where your laner wards, because usually they'll be the only ones that ward the side brush. And you'll know when it's not warded. So what happens is you push this wave in, and then you come through here, and then you pink ward here. And then after that, you have a clear way to roam top, because you walk through here. You make sure you walk towards this edge, so this ward has, if there's a ward there, it has less chance of spotting you. And then you come around from behind, and if the Vayne is pushed in, she'll only see you like once you get about here. And that's like no time to respond for her. So she has to either like RQ and immediately use that to get out, or she probably just dies. Because you and him should be able to kill her pretty easily. But yeah. If you guys, I hope you guys don't surrender, because you guys actually have a fairly decent chance of winning. Like if you just get late game. Another thing is that you should ping Mia. Like your laner should be here by now, and if she's not, she has to be somewhere else. Yeah, feels Janna, man. Oh, she still got the chain proc. Feels bad. But yeah, you need to ping Mia. Like, there is no other place your laner could be. Other than, like, maybe top side, probably bot. Most LeBlancs like to go bot instead. I wouldn't against a Janna, but most LeBlancs don't think. So, but yeah, she was probably bot. You needed to ping that out. So communication is important. It doesn't matter. Like, a lot of people don't like talking to the people they're playing with because they hate them and they've had enough solo queue experience to know that everyone on the enemy on your team is useless. But at the end of the day, you can make them more useful by communicating. Like you can ping things out, and you can save lives. Like you can deny the enemy team like 3 or 4 kills. Depends on how stupid your team is, but you can deny a lot of kills just by pinging things out. Like if you know the jungler is going to be top side, you can ping that out, and it doesn't matter if you're a mid laner, a jungler, a support, or whatever. But you can save your top laner, you can save your bot lane, you can save your jungler. If you just know what's going on and you know where they're probably roaming, and you communicate that, you can prevent a lot of kills from happening. And so, like, yeah, they shouldn't have died. They should have figured that LeBlanc was there, but you should also ping it out, especially when you're playing against a roaming champion like LeBlanc, because that's LeBlanc's way back into the game at this point. At this point, she can't do anything to you. She will lose any 1v1 that she has with you. So the only thing she can do is roam. And all you have to do to keep this game snowballing in your favor is prevent that from happening. If you just ping out every one of her roams, nothing is going to happen. Okay, that was bad. Yeah, and here's another time where barrier is useless. But the other thing was, after that roam bot, LeBlanc didn't use a lot down there, so she was probably coming back mid. And you already see the Shaco's there. And this Shaco LeBlanc pairing is probably one of the single most obnoxious pairings in the game. Next to maybe like a Rengar LeBlanc or Nidalee LeBlanc. So this is a lot of skirmishing potential. And they have the damage necessary to kill you when they're together. So you probably should have backed off after you pushed the wave. Just like immediately. You probably should have backed off before then. And if you want to push the wave and be greedy, you need to ward. Your trinket is up right now. If that trinket was here, and you'd used it, and then tried to push in the wave, you would have seen the LeBlanc coming, and you'd be like, oh, okay, I need to leave now, and you would have lived right now. So. You're gone. Oh! Oh! Holy shit, I love Anivia. Anivia is a balanced champion. And they're tilted. That's how you know it's a good game. So. Pretty lucky right now, but that was actually pretty fun to watch. If they had played that better, it's the story of most games. So what are you going? You got your Roa, okay. Got your boots. If I were you, I guess in this case it doesn't matter as much since a lot of their shit's point and click, but you should get earlier boots. Anivia moving at 325 move speed is probably the single saddest thing to watch in the game. You want that early move speed. And if you take teleport, you should especially look for some early lucidity boots. Because that also lowers your summoner spell cooldown, which is important on Anivia, not just because you take TP, but also because flash is really important. As the mobile mage in general. Just R the wave, yeah, there you go. Remember that when you turn off your ult, it procs one more time. So if the minions are really low, you can save some mana by waiting until the last second and then R'ing again to get the last couple minions. Yeah. Okay. I hope you saw that pink ward and you just decided to walk over it. They are fucking scared of you. Holy. Just a side note about playing against assassins. This is the fucking danger zone, okay? Whenever you're walking back to lane through here or through here against an assassin, you should be ready to click on their faces. Like, you should be ready for them to jump over a wall and try and kill you. Every time. Doesn't matter who you're against. If it's an Ahri, if it's a LeBlanc, if it's a Zed, if it's a Talon, any one of those motherfuckers, any one of the other motherfuckers that I didn't list, this is like prime locations for them to kill you. I mean, at this point, you're probably too tanky for it to happen, but they'll still chunk you out, and then you're at a disadvantage for a short period of time. So it's always better to take the safer paths. Since you're pushed in and you've had an advantage most of the lane, this is probably a safe enough path, but this is really greedy. Walking through the river is always a really greedy choice, generally. So you should avoid that. And if you're being pushed in and you're at a disadvantage, this is probably a greedy path, just for the record. Like, if this LeBlanc was winning hard like she should be because you fucked up so much with the wave, you probably shouldn't even... Like, if that was the case and you were down, like, 1 or 2 deaths, you should not even walk through here. You should, like, walk all the way around. Which, again, is why it's a good reason to have boots, because I bet the reason you're walking through here, you may not even know it's greedy, but you're just like, I'm so fucking slow, I'm going to miss minions if I go the other way. So. Yep. She sees you. Now she goes into trade. Always queue towards the pad. Always queue towards the pad. Gives you the highest chance of hitting her. If you have the mechanics to immediately or if she doesn't have the mechanics to immediately dodge it, you can activate it again. And if she goes back to the pad, you can kill her. Yeah, again, this is good because you're probably not going to get anything out of this. Again, you should be doing something right now. Is your trinket active? No. Then you should... Okay, there are no camps, no trinket, so it's probably okay to be here. In this case, I would probably have gone, like, bot side. Just to see what was going on. See if I could spot someone out. Because you are a living ward. Like, when your wave is pushed into here, you see LeBlanc already. So you don't need to be sitting there anymore. So you can walk somewhere else and just see what's going on. At this point, not many people on the enemy team have the ability to kill you. Wall this off. Wall this off. Please. Yeah, using your wall is probably one of the most important things on Anivia. Like, if you can split these fuckers up. You have it? Yeah. Okay, you used it at some point. Oh, you used it on the Braum when he was there. Okay. Yeah, you need to use your abilities intelligently on Anivia. Because you're spaghettiing a lot of things. And not like spaghettiing like missing, but just using everything all at the same time. Which only works if you're playing Katarina or Master E. So, Kappa. But yeah, at this point, they shouldn't be able to win this game. Like, this LeBlanc is way too far behind. She is so useless. Like, even though they have a slight kill lead, this LeBlanc shouldn't be able to do anything anymore. Especially against your guys' team comp. All you guys need to do is group up. Like, you can have one of these guys split push, ideally, but you guys can just group up and win. Because your team fight is so much better than theirs. Okay, you needed to just walk up and fucking hit this. Because you know the Ashe doesn't have ult. That's the only way you die here. You should have just walked up. And you'd have been fine. Like, especially since you knew the Kayle was nearby. Yeah, you'd have been so fine. Because she also didn't have any mana. Braum doesn't have ult. Ashe doesn't have ult. That wave was... They shouldn't have gotten that tower. Well, one of the reasons you pick Anivia is because she's one of those champions that should never lose mid tower. That's why they pick Victor. That's why they pick Azir. Any like super wave clear champion. That's why. It's because they just don't lose mid tower. Yeah. If you had just played that right, you wouldn't have lost mid tower. And you would have gotten there mid tower. And you should win the shit out of this fight too. Does this LeBlanc just go Super Saiyan or something to win this game? Oh no. Oh my god, you're so lucky. You're probably still gonna die. Okay, never mind, he used heal. Could also have taken cleanse against that team. Oh yeah. So. Okay, you guys have a hell of an advantage now. So. Does this Vayne just come into team fights at 25 minutes and just kill everyone? Okay. Um, I don't know if you knew how to tell which one was which, or if you just guessed and got lucky. But when when you want to kill a LeBlanc from vision, like when you're out of vision, and you know you're gonna do a ton of damage to her, ping her. Press G and click her champion avatar before you do it, because when she comes out of it, just like Shaco when he clones himself, the crosshair will still be on the real one. That way you don't make the that way you don't get fucked up when she gets the clone. It's important to do that as people like Veigar, Syndra, uh, Anivia, anyone that has anyone that has the ability to burst her. It's important to ping her before you burst her, because you know when you're gonna do it, and usually like she can't avoid it in situations like this. So if you just ping her, that removes any possibility of her quote unquote outplaying you. Let's see. Your trinkets up again. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. If you want to roam top, just for the record, it's always better to go through this path because there's fewer wards around here than there is through the river. Like there's 5 common warding spots through the river, like here, 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 in front of the Baron or the Herald or whatever, and then here and then here. So there's a lot of ways that you can get spotted out if you walk through the river. But there's not a lot if you Oh, Anivia is a fun champion. But there's not as many if you walk through this path. Like I said, like once you get to this point where this ward would spot you and you're walking from behind, it's already too late for them most of the time. So all you have to do is like set up a path through here. Just pink ward there and watch when your laner wards this. And you have a free way to gank top. And that'll help you a lot more. Oh god. This is not looking good. Oh, Jaina didn't tornado. Feels bad. This would be hard for you guys to do. It's good to see you weaving your autos. Oh god, is this LeBlanc gonna kill him? I don't think so. I think he's healthy enough. Ooh, feels chain, man. Oh, it feels bad. Yeah, after you lost the Jaina, you should have just gotten out. Holy shit, you still killed him. This Vayne is... Oh. Yeah, if this Vayne had Executioner's Culling, this lane would be fucking gone. Okay. Oh shit, I misclicked. 2112. Alright. Let's go. Yeah. At this point, you guys should be looking for objectives, because you have an Anivia and a Kale. You guys can shred through fucking objectives like nobody's business. You should have sold your refillable pot for pink wards, because you want pink, like especially okay. LeBlanc can't combo for shit. What goes on here? Holy shit. Okay, what was I saying? Yeah. When you want to do objectives versus a Shaco, you need a pink ward. It doesn't matter as much because this is a dragon. But if you were doing something like Baron, that would be super important. You also don't want to run the risk of someone just getting assassinated by Shaco. You need to have a pink ward on the fucking objective that you're doing when you're against a Shaco. 100% of the time. Because otherwise it's very easy for him to steal it. Especially with like a LeBlanc. If the LeBlanc and Shaco happen to be duoing, which wouldn't be uncommon for 2 cheese-ass champions that like to kill people, Kappa, you would have a really low chance of securing this, because a LeBlanc combo timed with a Shaco smite would end this fucking dragon, and you guys wouldn't get anything. So you need a pink ward. You need a pink ward when you're doing this. And the fact that none of you have one is bad, but as a mid laner, and as someone who's tanky, and as someone who has a Roa that gives them back health, you should just sell your refillable pot. Like, this gives you so little right now. You can just sell it and buy 2 pink wards, and that's infinitely more useful most of the time. I want to rewatch that fight and see how you used your W. See if you used it correctly. Okay, so you're still dead here. Because I saw it used, I just wasn't sure if it was used well. Okay. Okay. So you are there. This R is probably a mistake. It would be better to R here or to R here. Because the reason Anivia is so strong around objectives is because she can zone people out. Like, this Braum and this LeBlanc shouldn't be able to come back in. This Ashe definitely shouldn't be able to come in at all. So you E him. And also, walling a Shaco is kind of questionable. Anyway, remember to ping him too. Like, this is the 2 champions that you can ping. Ping Shaco before he clones himself. That way you won't have to worry about it. But yeah, you didn't need to wall there, I don't think. Like, imagine if you had wall right now. These guys are both fucked. Like, if you have flash, yeah, you have flash. You flash, you wall, and these guys both fucking die, and you can get a Baron. Because look how fucking healthy all you motherfuckers are. Flash wall, these guys are all dead. You guys take Baron. Instead, you used it here. I don't think you need to use it versus a Shaco in this case. Yeah. Pow. Right in the kisser. Blunt comes around. Yeah. If you guys walked straight to Baron right now, you could get it. Fun fact arena. I don't know why this guy wants to fuck with this LeBlanc. Yeah, you guys should have just grouped up and headed towards Baron. At worst, you guys trade 1 for 1 if LeBlanc picks someone up. At best, you kill the LeBlanc, and you probably still have enough health to go and take Baron because of Swain. So you're heading back up mid. You still don't have a pink ward. Okay. If you have a choice between buying an amp tome and 2 pink wards, buy 2 pink wards. Like 100% of the time. Because your comp is so good at shredding Baron. The only thing you have to worry about is the fucking steal from the asshole, the invisible asshole, Shaco. So you get a pink ward, you put it on here, you do Baron, Shaco comes in, he dies, LeBlanc comes in, she dies. No one else on the enemy team gets to come in because you can just wall them off. And then you take a Baron, and then you run it down mid, and you take the inhib, and you like run it down top. You take the rest of the tier 2 towers, and they just weep because they can't do shit. So, but that's only reliable if you have a pink ward to spot out the Shaco. Ashe ult TP. You still get it anyway because they decided not to try for a steal. Holy shit, Kale late game has arrived, boys. Run it down mid. Yeah, so right now, instead of going down mid, you should be going down bot with this guy. Right? Because these guys are going to get this just fine. Like, you can go down bot or you can go up top, but you don't want to go down mid because there's no reason to be here. Right? None at all. The inhib's gone. Like, are you guys pushing to end? No, they're going to be up soon. Just go down with Jhin, help him stay alive. And if they come down bot to try and kill Jhin and you, then you can just kill him, because you're a million times stronger. I think you guys could 2v3 if you really needed to. Like, yeah, especially with how fed you are. Like, all you need to do is push the other lanes. I do not think it's a wise idea to try and end, because it's not going to work. Holy shit, Kale's so fed. Yeah, late game Kale, boys. I guess you guys do win this, Cap. But yeah. But this is how you throw games. Like, you shouldn't be doing this. You should just have gone bot with Jhin and pushed the tower. Instead, you're chasing a Braum. Like, what's this gonna do? Yep. There you go. Imagine if you guys just grouped up bot. You could use this massive wave to take this inhib tower and probably the inhib. Next dragon is Earth. It's up in 1 minute. You're up in 10 seconds. Sell your Doran's ring and get some fucking pink wards, please, against the 3 people that can turn invisible on the enemy team. Okay, yeah. Yeah, there's 3 people that would be good to get pink wards against. This Kale, on the other hand, is just like, hey, I'm gonna 1v3. And she does it. Never mind. Just group up. You guys are so much better at team fighting the enemy team. Just group up. Do you guys just get picked a million times or something? Or do you guys end the game? Let's find out. But yeah, you guys are so much better at team fighting than the enemy team, there's no reason you should be split. Somehow they got a free Earth Dragon. Because you and your jungler died. Just group up, please. I guess the enemy team surrenders. It is really unlikely that they win this, to be fair. Because you guys already had the better late game. Yeah. You need to stop trying to Q the Braum shield. I do this all the time too because I forget that it'll destroy it. Doesn't matter if I detonate it early. But yeah. So summary of the mistakes. You let LeBlanc get a free early level 2. You pushed in the wave when you shouldn't have. You used your spells without really thinking. You didn't ward at all early game against a Shaco, which should have fucking killed your ass a million times. Yeah, just using your spells smartly, using your pink wards to set up roams, grouping up and just working together to end, especially when you're this fed. Like, it doesn't matter what your team comp is. If you're 10 kills ahead, you can just group and win. But you need to be 10 kills ahead to do that if you're anything other than a team fight comp. And just know how the enemy wins too. Like, once you're winning lane, the only way someone like LeBlanc wins is through roams. It's like Katarina, right? Just think about how Katarina works, because she doesn't win lane unless you're a fucking potato, right? She should never win lane. But she goes bot and she gets double kill after double kill after double kill until suddenly she comes back and she has 8 kills and you're like, wait a minute, where did those come from? And then you don't realize, and like, you're asking yourself that question as you get one shot, right? That's the same way LeBlanc works. She actually wins lane though. That's why everyone picks LeBlanc and not Katarina Kappa. So yeah, just look at the enemy team comps, use your spells for a reason, set up roams with wards, try to play more smartly early on, especially with Anivia because you use so much of your mana for no reason at all. And yeah. You still won, mostly because they misplayed. Like, if this Shaco was a little bit better, this game would have been really fucking bad for you guys. But they let it go on too long versus a really late game team comp. So